Hey Eurovision fans, it's Tom coming to you from Shanghai and back for another Eurovision reaction video. Tonight I'm going to be reacting to Amen by Vincent Bueno. He's representing Austria in Eurovision 2021. I'm going to listen and react and see how this could do in semi-final number 2 in Rotterdam. So let's kiki. As always, you can use the progress bar if you want to skip to a particular part of the video. You know what, Austria's been on a little bit of a streak recently. In general, I don't think Austria is particularly a country that people talk about a lot. Having said that, they've got a pretty good record. Like, they didn't qualify with Panda, but before that they qualified 3 years in a row. And in the last 5 years they had Conchita obviously winning and also Cesar Samson coming third. So they have been much stronger recently, but generally, I don't know, they're just still kind of, I feel like they're off the radar, not just for me, but in general. You don't hear people talking or hyping them up too much. Last year, Vincent Bueno represented them. I believe he was a backup singer for somebody. I think he was a backup singer for Cesar Samson. This does seem to be like a more common thing where backup singers are then getting elevated kind of the year next. The same thing happened with Vassal as well in North Macedonia. I don't know, maybe it's just that I'm more aware of it happening recently. Anyway, look, his song last year, it was fine. I think it sounded a little bit Justin Timberlake-y. Honestly, I can't remember it. I listened to it once and never listened to it again. So I am hoping that he brings something that's maybe a little bit more risky or memorable this year. I have to admit, based on the community, I literally haven't heard a single person mention this in any capacity, whether it be hating it or loving it, which is very similar to last year. So I'm imagining it's something in the same vein. We have another song called Amen. Hopefully it's less religious than Slovenia. As I mentioned in my Slovenia video, I don't like religious undertones in Eurovision. Look, I've got to be honest, I'm not massively hyped about this. I wasn't really hyped for Poland either and ended up really liking that. So I do like it when you get that surprise song that you're not expecting, but let's find out. This is Vincent Bueno, Amen, one in a massive bang. 550,000 views, that's a lot less than a lot of other countries.
Amen. I guess.
Okay.
You said that it's time for us to put
that he's given himself a tough job with that starting.
Dressed in black.
I think people are always gagging for an excuse to go get a cup of tea or a beer, and you don't really want to give them that excuse. Yes, this is very snoozy starting. Okay, he needs to grab people's attention quicker.
But amen. Amen. Tell me, is this what you wanted?
Okay, it sounds very basic, to be honest. It's so early and I can already tell it's gonna be very basic.
Tell me, is this what you wanted? Is this what you wanted? Amen.
Yeah, oh gosh, that's very I don't know if X Factor winner is the right way, but just there's nothing very risky so far. Let's see what happens. Oh, that's some nice CGI windows. Oh no, that hopping was a bit okay. Some of this is a little bit dodgy CGI. To be honest, I'm not particularly drawn in yet. It does sound a little bit like Broadway, maybe, or kind of a song, a Disney song. There's nothing particularly wrong with it, it's just not wow. Yeah, that's very, do you know what, it actually is a very similar structure to the other Amen, to Slovenia. Like a really, really overdone, predictable structure. Very Eurovision, like no, it's not Eurovision, it's very old Eurovision-y, like Eurovision of yesteryear. Oh gosh, I checked the time, that's not a good sign. I don't think I even checked the time for Spain. Oh god. No! Oh, this is cringe. Oh, then no. The fist bump as he gets outside. Oh no. That really went downhill quickly at the end. Okay, sorry, that was just so meh. That was just a big bunch of menace. I know you might think that I kind of came to a conclusion very, very quickly, but that's how confident I was, really. And I bet I'm going to go for my second or third listen, and I'm going to be very, very very much in line with my initial reaction. Yeah, it's just super meh, it's super safe, it's super bland. It's not bad at all, you know, and he sings fine, and it's just lots of things are okay. 5 out of 10 here, 5 out of 10 there, 5 out of 10 with everything. It's all 5s and 6s and nothing else more. And I can't see, there's no ambition here really at all. It's hyper safe, I wouldn't say like it's dated sounding, but it just has that feel of like a real safe PG song from the kind of noughties or something like that in older yesteryear Eurovision. It's just not exciting or feels like a full usage of a opportunity. Yeah, I don't know. It's just I'm just not inspired at all. I'm not even remotely inspired. So yeah, it's kind of what I was expecting. You know, I have to admit now, I do feel like I'm quite good at, I have my expectations, but I'll throw them out the window when the song starts. Like with, again, Poland's a good example. I really had rock bottom expectations, and I ended up enjoying that despite my frustrations with the production. So I'm able to check that at the door. Really though, that I genuinely just that's just too okay for me. Yeah, look, it fits in. I literally haven't heard a single person talking about this, and you know that's what happens if you're gonna send something that's hyper safe. Yeah, fine. You'll probably get some decent jury points because there's nothing wrong with being associated with that. Really, the televote, I just can't see anyone saying that is my favorite song. I really can't, and I haven't seen anyone yet. I haven't seen this in anyone's tops on Twitter. It hasn't got any points at the JE. I haven't seen the Euro jury. I haven't seen it with anyone who's kind of a fan yet. So I'll be interested to see now if there's anyone in the comments who does really like this. And I'm also interested to see if there's someone who liked this. Is it in their top 3, or is it just something that's crept into the 10th position? So really, at Eurovision, you know, you need to be in somebody's top 3. And you know that you look at something like Germany, which is super divisive, but at the end of the day, that is definitely going to be in some people's top 3, top 5, because it is so weird and unique and risky. And the flip side of the fact it's going to absolutely bomb with some people is that with other people it's going to be massive success. I can't see that being, I think loads of people are going to have this in their kind of 25 to 35-ish region. Anyway, I'm jumping the gun. Let me go on for a second, listen and see if there's anything I missed. I think as well, this is my first review. I think I've actually checked the time. Not for how much time is left, because I want to like see where I am in the song or what's left, more just like how much time is left until this is over. Okay, one and I'm a secret bang. I think they've got an uphill struggle to draw people in and actually get them to sit through the song. That starting is, I just think a lot of people are just going to walk out of the room. His mannerisms are very X Factor in his, like, in how he's singing and performing. It's just, it comes across a little bit X Factor final. At least he made the X Factor final. I'm not saying X Factor semi-final. This is so plotting. It's such a plot. I don't know. I don't even feel like anything musically is particularly happening. And the video's boring. Like the video, let's be honest, the video's a bit dull as well. It's not helping me through. It's a lot of white and grey walls. His vocals are fine, but he's not like a spectacular singer or anything. There's so many visual cliches in this as well. The bit where he goes outside is just so cringy. What city is he in though? That's a pretty city. Is that somewhere in Germany? Is that somewhere in Austria? Okay. I don't know if I can be able to pull that off. So Germany by accent. Okay, look, sorry, yeah, that's just not for me. I don't dislike it. I don't think it's terrible. I just think it's really, really going to be so forgettable. And, I really do think I'm going to wake up tomorrow morning and I'm just going to have forgotten about this 100%. It's not massively surprising. There was nothing last year that indicated that we would get anything other than this if they picked him again. So that's obviously their decision that they were happy to make. They were obviously happy with what he gave them last year. This is extremely in a similar vein. I would say this is probably a little bit worse than last year. I think last year had some more kind of like Justin Timberlake boppy sounds to it. This is just kind of like a bit tedious. So yeah, that's fine. That's what they're aiming for. I don't personally get it. I don't know if they're just going for a high jury vote or what their strategy is, or maybe just the circumstances they didn't have any other songs, they didn't have any other people or funds or what was going on behind the scenes. So really I can only just look at the information I'm given, and it's just a very, very weak package. Let's look where it is in the draw first, actually. Okay, so this is in semi-final number 2. It is drawn 5th. Yeah, I think that's going to be quite difficult. If you haven't seen my stats videos before, the qualification rate from the first half is around 45%, and from the second half is around 55%. Only twice in the history of Eurovision has the first half ever had more than the second half in terms of qualifiers. And they were both semi-finals of 2019, which we know is a very unusual and strong year. Yeah, like being in the first half is much worse. Your average qualification rate is 4.3, whereas in the second half it's 5.4. That's the amount of people qualifying. So yeah, that's already something that's against them. Having said that, fifth is obviously better than first or second. I just don't think people are going to be interested in this. I think this is, especially after Greece, which is going to be like a very slick production with a lot of energy, and you just have this. I just think people are going to take a break. 5 songs is enough time that people will want to go get a beer or go to the toilet or something like that. I think it's going to be a toilet break song. I'd be really, really, really surprised if this goes through. Having said that, I thought Nathan Trent Running on Air was also very blah, and that got through based on the weight of its jury score. So who knows what criteria the jury are given in terms of the song this year. If they're told go for something super safe and blah, whatever, you know, this is right up that alley. Let's have a look at how this is doing in terms of the semi-final odds. It's currently sitting in 10th. Okay, so some people think that this is going to make it. It's above Denmark, Portugal, Poland, Estonia, Czech Republic, Latvia, and Georgia. You know, I think that there's 7 songs sitting under them who definitely be thinking that they can nab that spot. I think this second semi-final, there's like 6 spaces that are gone, and then really those last 3-4 spaces are 100% up for grabs. So look, it's been done before. I will put this roughly on a par with Walking on Air. I'd probably say it's a bit weaker. I didn't like Running on Air. I didn't download that. I didn't hate on Nathan for making the final. I thought fine, you know, he pulled it off. Fair play to him with his gigantic sparkly moon. For me, this is a toilet break song. You know, that's good. You do want toilet break songs in the final though. Let's have a look and see how he's doing in the actual to win odds. And he's in 26th. I think these ratings are very generous, to be honest. He's got, how many points has he got in OGE? He's currently got 0 points in OG after, I think it's 16 countries. He's got 0 points with the Euro jury. I think those odds are probably a little bit generous, but maybe this is just something that appeals to people. I know it doesn't appeal to me remotely. I'm afraid. Yeah, oh gosh, it really just doesn't. It's funny as well because it's a little bit in the same category that I was saying, funny enough, with Anna Soklic, where I just don't particularly enjoy the artist pick. And I'm looking forward to having someone different, and it's this being with the same person 2 years in a row, which with both of these people who ironically have the same song this year, I didn't feel particularly merited having another internal selection from what they were able to produce the last year. So I would put him in that same category. I wish him well. If he can pull it off, fair play to him. That second semi is open. If you can have an amazing performance or you can come up with some really clever staging, the opportunity is there for the taking. Let's have a final look at the community. Okay, now so this is a little bit more I was expecting. It's 36th in the community, so there does seem to be this slight mismatch between the community, which is kind of like where I was expecting it to sit, and with the odds, which are putting him in this kind of like 24th to 26th position and putting him as a qualifier from semi-final number 2. So I don't know why there's this slight mismatch. I don't know if it's because people are thinking this is a reputable song that maybe it's worth betting on and it can get that jury bait. Alright, that's what I think of Amen by Vincent Bueno. Please let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in another Eurovision reaction video very soon. Goodbye.